Hello, my name is Lucas Firkins, and the second novel choice book I did is Surviving the Applewhites by Stephanie Tolan. So I actually chose this book based on some of the reviews from our classmates in the first novel choice summary assignment. A lot of people had a lot of really good things to say about this, and so I want to jump into the questions and then I'll give some of my thoughts on the book. So the first question, also I have just like my little note page here to make sure I say all the points I want to say. So the character that I most identified with was E.D. Applewhite, and there's a couple reasons for this. Number one, because of E.D. liking things to be organized and liking to have a routine, and kind of getting frustrated when Jake came in and messed up this routine that she had. I experienced similar feelings. I kind of like to have things routine. I kind of like things to try and stay the same, to be patterned out, and it can be very frustrating when those things change. Also, I kind of identified with ED just a little bit because of her necessarily not being recognized to her full extent for what she was capable of doing. So in my family, my sibling, and I don't want to make it sound like my parents didn't recognize me, they did, but academic performance was very important to my parents. And I was never the highest performing academically. I got, A's and B's, but as far as tests and things go, I was never good at those, compared to my brother, who was very, very excellent at tests. He got like a 31 or 32 on the ACT. So it was a lot higher than what I did, and that was quickly recognized. I was always a lot more proficient at like communication skills and things like that. And sometimes those things can be filled, or I don't know, I'm not trying to make it sound like my parents are bad. They were awesome parents, but sometimes those things would get overlooked. And so, so question one, who I identified with the most, ED, I just identify with her in many ways, and she's 13 years old as well. The second question, the traits displayed by a character that makes me think they're kind of gifted and talented or have a high ability is Jake had his ability to sing, of course, and that wasn't recognized till much later in the novel. Now, I think there could be some discretion on whether you would classify that as gifted, but why I believe it would be classified as gifted is because just based off all the Applewhites and their very high-achieving creative endeavors, if they think that Jake can sing really well, it probably means that he's a very, very excellent singer. So definitely he has some ability there. And also I want to talk about ED. And how she's gifted too. And I think she, to me, is the most interesting character in this novel, because she is gifted, but she kind of had that similar experience to me, and she's just gifted in a different way from her family, and sometimes that's failed to be recognized. So ED, I would say, is gifted in leadership, first of all, with her quick thinking skills of fixing the play when the power goes out, her quick thinking when the play's going to cancel, when she's on the phone and she's like, we'll let your daughter play the part. She just shows a lot of quick thinking, strong leadership skills, but also with her teaching opportunities for Destiny, she's taking that initiative to teach others. And so I think that also displays gifted traits of those gifted in leadership. And so I do want to say, though, first that I think there's an argument to make that all the Applewhites are kind of gifted in some way. Question number 3, the challenges the characters face. Jake, I think, just faced a challenge of just not having a good hand dealt and not having a good environment. And so he didn't even recognize his own gift, that he could sing and that he could act, until he came to the Applewhites and had a different environment that allowed him to prosper. And then ED, I kind of phrase this as false comparisons, because like I said, her family, there's a strong argument to make that all of them are gifted, but all of them are gifted in creative endeavors. And so she is gifted in more academic endeavors and leadership endeavors. So it's different, but it's still gifted. So I think that's why it wasn't recognized until at the end of chapter 15 when Zedazaiah told her she was talented. Finally, who I would recommend this to, I'd recommend to kind of any middle school. I don't think it's high enough for high school where I teach, but I think it would be good for middle school students. Overall, I really like this book. I don't like it as much as Ghost, but it was a good read, and so thank you for listening to my video.